What's up, Thriver? I'm Crystal K, your new healthy bestie that's here to help you take the heart out of health. And today we are going to make my all-time favorite snack, healthy trail mix. You'll learn how to pick and choose your trail mix ingredients for maximum health benefits and how to mix and match your fruit and nuts so you can make any combo with confidence. It's super easy to make and it tastes so good it will satisfy your sweet and savory tooth at the same time. Plus, you can take it with you anywhere for the perfect on-the-go snack. All right, so now that we're fast friends, let's make my 3 favorite trail mix with fruit and nuts. So first we'll make the Insta Vacay trail mix. I mean, come on, wouldn't you like to be able to pack up a vacation in your purse and bring it with you anywhere? Well, that's what this trail mix is, not kidding. It's got tropical fruits and salty and raw nuts to give us energy to keep going. And it's even got the dark chocolate chips to give us the mood boosting vibes. All right, so what we got here is our salty nuts. We're gonna start with, we've got a half a cup of salted cashews. You wanna get dry roasted salted cashews. When you get the ones with the oil on them, it turns out when they say they're roasted and they don't say dry roasted, it actually means they're fried. So when you're picking your nuts, make sure to get dry roasted because the oils they use are usually low quality. You really don't want to eat seed or vegetable oils, even though they're in practically all processed foods, because they are inflammatory and they go rancid really easily, either in the nut or once it's ingested in your body. So that is why you want dry roasted nuts like these. These are salted, dry roasted, a half a cup of macadamia nuts. And then same thing with these are just pistachios that are salted. That's what we're going for, nice umami vibes. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of raw almonds. If you want, you can roast these. You can roast them at home really easily. You just pop them in the oven for a little bit, keep an eye on them so they don't burn. So if you like a roasted flavor, go ahead and roast your nuts. I personally like the raw flavor. And also, I'm a little weary, honestly, of heating my nuts when I don't have to. If I'm doing like, candied pecans or something, I'll go ahead and roast them because you need to make them all come together and to candify your sugars. But when it comes to just having raw nuts, I kind of just like to leave it raw because the nut oils are sensitive to going rancid. So I just prefer to not have heat if I don't have to. That's just me. All right. So when it comes to the fruit, we've got our chopped dried figs. And sometimes on the outside after a while, they'll get like white spots. That's not mold, that's actually sugar that is crystallized. I just cut the belly button off of those and then cut them in half and then slice them so that they're nice and small. I can mix them in with everything else. So you're looking for fruit that does not have any preservatives in it because they really don't need them because those preservatives are not good for your body. They might keep the fruit stable on the shelf for longer, which is great for selling the fruit, but it is not great for your body. It's not good for health. So here is a 1/4 cup of papaya. And this is papaya with no sugar added. It's a bit leathery, I'll be honest. When it comes to mango, same thing. All your fruits, you wanna make sure there's no preservatives and no added sugar. Same thing with the banana chips. Banana chips usually have some oils added. And the most popular one is usually like almost like a plantain as far as flavor goes. These ones are amazing. They're like really sweet and crispy, and there's no sugar or oil added. And then we've got some roasted coconut. I just threw this in the oven at 350 for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes and just kept an eye on it because once it starts heating up, it will burn fast. So whenever you're roasting anything, just keep an eye on it. And then we've got a 1/3 cup of dark chocolate chips. When you're picking your dark chocolate chips, pick them with 70% cacao or more. That way you're getting all the health benefits of chocolate without all the gunk, all right? And then it also naturally reduces the sugar. So here's a 1/3 cup of chocolate chips for fun and mood boosting awesomeness and antioxidants. And we're just gonna stir this baby up. And this is just gonna be like a party in your mouth. I mean, right? I mean, that's the whole idea of trail mix, right? It's like literally a party in your mouth. All right, and there it is. We have our Insta Vacay trail mix. All right, so when we make our next trail mix, I'll talk all about how to mix it and match so that you can make any trail mix combo with whatever you got at home with confidence. So now we get to make our fruity foodie trail mix, which is so fun. It's got a whole bunch of nuts and a whole bunch of fruit and even some cheese. It's absolutely delicious. So we've got a 1/4 cup of almonds. These are raw, unroasted. That's just how I like them. You're welcome to roast them if you'd like. These are salted cashews, which make everything more delicious. And here we've got some pecans that are whole. Sometimes I like to break these up in halves just so that I can get, you know, because otherwise it's like, it becomes a really big bite, right? When you try to get everything, like a little bit of everything in a bite, it just becomes huge, and so you have to pick and choose. And so to avoid that struggle, sometimes I like to just break these in half so they're a little smaller. Same thing with my walnuts. Sometimes I'll just break these in half. And then we've even got some hazelnuts for some nice white nuts, so it'll be pretty and crunch, and some salted, sprouted pumpkin seeds. I mean, you know me, I love me organic things from Costco, so in those go. So if you don't have any of these nuts, don't sweat it. Just double up on one type or another, or skip one altogether. What you're going for is a good nut to fruit ratio. And the ideal nut to fruit ratio depends on your own palate. How sweet would you like it? How hearty and meaty would you like it? The more meaty, the more nuts. The more sweet, the more fruit. Usually a good ratio is about like a 3 to 1. So 3 parts nuts to 2 parts fruit and 1 part extra bonus. And in this case, our bonus is our manchego cheese. So the bonus ingredients are just really exciting. It's the pieces where when you scoop into the trail mix blind, you just hope you get one of those in there. That's the extra. But you don't want too many in there because it would be overkill. So you can aim for 3 parts nuts, 2 parts fruit, and 1 part extra. So in our manchego goes. Because boy, isn't that gonna taste good with some dates. Yeah, if you scoop in here and get some dates and manchego in one bite, you're gonna feel like a winner because it's gonna taste so good. And then we've got the nice tart cherries, which will just kind of round things out, make it nice and complex and foodie-licious. We've got our apricots in here. When you're picking your apricots, go for unsulfured. You'll want the brown ones. They may not be as pretty, but they are pretty inside, all right? They'll make your skin pretty. So in the brown apricots go. I chop my apricots up so I can get a nice mix in a handful. You don't have to do that. If you don't have much time, just throw the whole apricots in there. All right, next up, we've got our figs, which again, I chopped up for same reason. Otherwise, they're just huge and you get like way too much in one bite. And then we've got a 4th cup of goji berries, which are just gorgeous and they're chewy-licious. They're so delicious. All right, now we get to stir it all up. And then what you do after this is you just taste test it. So the best way to taste test it is to not like go in there and pick and choose and like put a balanced portion on your hand, because then you're balancing it out. Go ahead and just kind of randomly scoop into your hand and see how much you get of any one thing. If you do like 3 scoops worth and in general it's not quite sweet enough, then add in some more fruit. Or if in general it's too sweet, or you're not getting enough of your bonus item like the cheese, then add a little more. All right, so you can totally work with what you have in your kitchen. You don't have to go out and necessarily buy all these specific ingredients. If you've got some dried fruit, if you've got some dried nuts, and you got some cheese, use the cheese you have, use the nuts you have, and use the fruit you have to make a fabulous fruity foodie trail mix. Ooh, that looks so good. So most trail mixes you can store in a jar and just leave on the counter, you know, out of sunlight. But for this one, because there's cheese, you're gonna wanna store it in a jar in the fridge. So if you're finding anything useful in this video, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe, and leave me a comment and let me know which trail mix you are digging so far. That way more people can discover the amazingness of healthy trail mix. Now it's time to make the 3rd healthy trail mix, Breaky Trail Mix. In this trail mix is everything you need to just wake up, grab it, and get out the door. This whole thing is built around the chocolate-covered espresso beans, which will wake you up and perk you up for your day. We're gonna start with a 1/2 cup of pecans, which are not roasted, but you can roast them. A 1/2 cup of slivered almonds. That way there's just like smaller nuts to kind of mix in, and almonds are nice and sweet. Then we've got some roasted hazelnut and a 1/4 cup of slightly salted sprouted pumpkin seeds. Moving into our fruits, we have some apple chips, and these are, I kind of broke up into pieces because again, I like small pieces. That way I can get a lot of different things in one mouthful. Raisins to add some nice sweetness to counter the bitter in the coffee beans. And some tart cherries, which are just kind of fun and add some complexity to the dish. And then we have some banana chips to add crunch. And then we also have some chopped up unsulfured apricots, which have been dusted with cinnamon because cinnamon pairs really well with coffee. And when you chop up the apricots, the cinnamon sticks to them really nicely and also helps coat them so they don't stick to other things. Oh, and I almost forgot the salted cashews. The salt in the cashews also balances out the bitter in the coffee beans. So it just makes for a nice, salty, sweet, coffee-licious brekkie. And the most important piece, the chocolate-covered espresso beans. Yummy. So now you know how to make my 3 favorite healthy fruit and nut trail mixes. You can literally just throw some nuts and some fruit, some chocolate if you want, into a bowl, mix them up, put them in a jar, and you have a healthy snack that is ready to eat and curb any crazy cravings you have at any time. You can take it with you anywhere. They are non-perishable unless you add some cheese. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you try to make your own homemade trail mix, because that way you can choose which ingredients to put in there, and you can make sure that each of them doesn't have any ingredients that are gonna be harmful for your health. Because trail mix made with mindful ingredients is a superfood, and it will help fight off disease, help you lose weight. The fats in this will not make you fat. They will help you shed fat. So enjoy these trail mixes. Let me know what you think, and let me know what combinations you come up with for your own healthy trail mix. If you want the recipes written out, then head over to my blog at crystalkcultivate.com by clicking the link right here. I had so much fun cooking with you in the kitchen today. Can't wait to see you next week. See you soon.